Hey, it's showtime. We got some people waiting. We got Country Coder. Dewey Rides is in the side chat. Black Phoenix Entertainment. Jarvis Biker. What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. We're going to have some fun tonight. Got ourselves a big time YouTuber. Let's bring him on. Oh, no. No. Dewey, you're not crashing another one. Goodbye. All right. So, in all seriousness, we got a big time YouTuber. He's got 355 subscribers, hails from the Pacific Northwest, has the beard of a homeless person, and rides a stolen BMW adventure bike. And we're going to bring him on. That's Dewey again. No, I'm kidding. Hey, look, we got Ty from Tennessee. Look, here he is. There he is. Ty, you're on.
What's happening, y'all?
Ty, you got 3,400 subs. 239 videos from Tennessee, and he rides a Harley Davidson Street Glide CVO, unless he sold it. And then he's got a lowrider or something. What do you got?
Lowrider XT.
Yeah. Hey, are you ready to give up on selling the CVO and just give it to me for the views?
Sure, we can do that. Sure, we can.
You heard it here, people. He's gonna give me the bike. I need an upgrade. Oh man, so good to see you, Ty. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Yeah, he froze up. This is great. We lost our head guy. Is anything?
I'm still here.
Going on? Ty?
I'm still here. Yeah.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
All right. I guess it froze up for a second. So how's your week been? Good?
Good. It's been good. Been working from home quite a bit. Has my video returned?
Yes, I see your video.
Okay, good. Yep. So been working from home quite a bit this week. It's just been kind of a not too much going on, just kind of a standard normal week in the Cooper household,
Nice. Yeah. And I guess you just haven't sold the CVO yet, huh?
Still haven't sold the CVO. Still working on. I think what I'm going to do, what I'm planning on at least, is going over to my local dealer, White Lightning Harley Davidson. I think they're going to try to sell it in their dealership, and then take a cut for commission or something like that. But for the most part, still hanging on to it. I'm not in any rush. But if the right buyer comes along, I'll let you have it.
I'm the right buyer.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the right buyer. So apparently it was my connection that blipped. That's typical.
Way to go.
We're in my mom's basement here, according to some people.
Yeah, right.
This is the porch attached to my house, and the Wi-Fi is iffy. But we got Smyrna Cowboy in there, and Frank, this place motovlogger. Bodine 52, what's up, buddy?
Pete's 1800. I think I saw him in there too. Yeah.
Nice. We got all the people. I think these are all your viewers. They just showed up to see you.
No, we got some friends in here. These are our homies.
Absolutely. Yeah. I had to make sure that Ty was the same person he is on video as he is in person, and since we're like 300 miles apart, this is as close as I could get to in person.
Yeah, right.
Totally is. So what got you into motorcycling, Ty?
Well, let's see here. I've been riding on and off for maybe 20 years. I went through that point where I had the very first cruiser I had was a Yamaha V-Star 650. And Joe Biden's basement was a Yamaha V-Star 650, and then I upgraded to a different Yamaha. The kids were young, so I had to get rid of the bikes because they needed cars, and then got back into motorcycling a few years later. But and then what got me into motovlogging was riding up near Tellico Plains, Tennessee, and seeing all this beautiful scenery, and I thought, there's got to be a way that people are sharing this type of content. There's got to be a way to record this and share this. And then, got on YouTube and started doing a little bit of research and found out lots of people are doing it. And so I jumped on board, and man, it's been a fun ride ever since. So about 2+ years at this point, and want to
You
keep going.
started you started in mid 2020 then.
Yeah, probably something like that. Yeah, probably mid 2020, because the motorcycle accident that my wife and I were involved in, I think that happened in November of 2020, if I remember right. And I was really just kind of getting my feet wet at that point. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking notes mentally here, so correct me if I'm wrong. I seem to have done it backwards from everybody else, because you said something in your opening statement there that you had young kids and had to get rid of the bike.
Yep.
And even my father-in-law put up the bikes, and he's a lifelong motorcyclist who only owned a motorcycle in Pittsburgh for like 4 years. Winter, summer, didn't matter. He rode cobblestone roads. Even he put his bikes up for 6 or 8 years.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm over here going, I should get an upgraded bike. And my wife's like, actually, here's a P-stick that says you shouldn't. And I was like, I think I'm still going to go on that test ride. And about a year later, I ended up buying the Vaquero. And then shortly after we got the second kid, geez, you know what? I'll drink to that.
There you go.
Shortly after she had our second kid, I went and bought my Street Glide.
Oh,
So
there you
every time I have
go.
a kid, I get an upgrade. So she stopped having kids.
Yeah, that's the thing about kids. I mean, they get in the way of all the fun.
They do. I'm blessed.
Yeah.
My mom actually has my eldest overnight tonight. The little one's in bed, and
Nice.
they're both going to be over there like all day tomorrow and Sunday. So I'll get to ride.
Look, bro, I'm telling you, there is light at the end of the tunnel. So between Winnie and I've got two. We're a blended family, so I've got two kids. She has one. All the kids recently moved out of the house. We had one left. He moved out last week. He's got an apartment with his girlfriend now. So we are officially empty nesters.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
I like to see that. I can only look forward to that. It is many years in the future.
Yeah.
Dewey rides. I got 99 problems, but 3 motorcycles is one. 3 motorcycles is more than one problem. It's at least this many. Of course, Dewey's got to be in there for the comedy. Yeah, it's funny. You went on a ride and wanted to motovlog. I had thought about it for years, but it never really dawned on me until I was riding around and my wife had pretty much stopped riding because as she tells people, she has kids, but I don't. So I wanted to show her rides that I was going on, which turns out she didn't care anyway, but I was stopping and taking pictures, and it was kind of dangerous on the side of the road. And I was like, let me buy a GoPro. And then I got into this whole thing, and 400 videos later, here we are.
Yeah, when I was doing that ride, I remember, like I said, it's somewhere near Tellico. I remember looking off to the left. There was like this beautiful little stream, this beautiful tree line on the right side, out in the holler in the south. And
hey, we distracted Ty. Everybody drink.
That's okay. And when I started researching it, I can't remember like if I Googled something about GoPro Tennessee, motorcycle Tennessee, but I ran across Traveling Tall, and like he was the very first motovlogger that I had any experience with. And it's funny enough, he lives in Knoxville, which is just like maybe an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes up the road. And so I just consumed everything that guy was doing, and just kind of snowballed from there.
It's funny you said you consumed that. You took a class, and I've got somebody who was waiting, and now he's gone. Anyway, I guess I'll ask the question. you gotta love being live, right?
Yeah, man.
You took Casey Neistat's class, right?
I did.
So tell me a little bit about that, because I watch your videos to get the tips that he gives in his class because I'm cheap.
Okay. Yeah, that was money well spent. So it was on a master class, and I remember seeing it advertised, and just jumped at that opportunity. I mean, he does his videos, man. His content is just a whole nother level, and the way he can tell a story with video and that type of thing. So I learned so much taking that class, like how to film, how to tell story. And that's one of the things I want to push myself on, is becoming a better storyteller, but just how to film and mixing it up with angles and shots and lighting and everything else. But I mean, if I remember right, I think the class was something like $299 or something like that. But really, it was an investment, not only in the channel, but an investment in myself, and it was worth every penny. So maybe they're still doing a replay. I highly recommend it. If you've got the ability, get out there and take that class. It's dope.
So what's the one biggest takeaway you had from that class?
It would probably be, quick cuts, meaning trying to keep the audience's attention, not just a stationary camera angle the whole time. Quick cuts, and then not only when you're doing those quick cuts, some of them need to be up close, like that. See, like you're doing there. Some of them, don't do that. Don't do that. Some of them need to be up close, like you're doing, and some of them need to be far away. So.
Hey, come on. You know me. You've seen my videos. I gotta do the quick cuts and everything, and it's gotta line up with the storytelling. See, I told you I watched your videos.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, I agree that the quick cuts and keeping things moving along. I get a lot of flack for the amount of editing I put into my videos from some people. Not everybody, but I do get some flack for it. And I'm just like, hey, I got to keep things moving forward. And I'm not really a fast guy.
Yeah.
Oh, Sets Your Pendants wants to know, where's your stogie?
No cigar for me, man. No, I got virgin lungs. I'm telling you, virgin lungs. That's
pristine. The only virgin part of him.
These things are pristine. So no, I just can't do it. Now, I've tried in the past, going out to some bars earlier and, 10, 12 years ago, and having some drinks and having some stogies, but just can't do it nowadays.
I don't blame you. I can't do it either.
Yeah.
But I'm lucky enough to be in a glassed-in porch over here. So I got the space heater behind me, and it's like 40 degrees out, but I'm comfortable sitting in a sweatshirt, having a pristine stogie. Yeah. What do you got? You got water?
Water. I'm on this crazy diet right now. I'm doing intermittent fasting. So, no junk food, no fast food, no alcohol. Boo, hiss, I know, but it works. So
that's it. I'm gonna remove him from the stream.
Yeah, right.
Oh man, I'm on the opposite end of that spectrum. I tell everybody that I have a daily regimen. It's nicotine and caffeine to wake up, and then nicotine and alcohol to go to sleep. And that's how I like to roll.
Hey, look, everybody's got their virtue and vices. It's all good.
You know what? My virtue is my vice.
Well, there you go. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Everybody watches. I think they only watch my content to see if I'm going to burn myself or spill coffee all over myself.
Yeah.
And that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
Tomek's in the house. What's up, buddy?
What up? So when we were watching your videos today, when me and my wife were watching your videos today, I was trying to find one of them where you do your walk around. You do your thing.
Oh, the jump off.
The jump off, right? I couldn't find it. Show her. So you'll have to send me a link to one where you do that, so I can show her your signature move.
Oh, hey, I stole that from somebody else.
Did you?
After the stream, I'll find you one.
Speaking of signature moves, I got something in honor of you that I want to show you since you're hosting this live stream. Okay.
Okay.
Here it is.
Oh, look at that TIE fighter.
Here it is.
Oh, and
now, I got to step out of frame for this one. Okay, hang on a second. Oh yeah.
Oh no, you didn't.
Dum dum dum. It's right there.
Wow.
So I'm gonna put this back here.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Don't drop it, dude. That is wild.
Yeah, man. I thought you might appreciate that.
Yeah, that's the Death Star. For anybody watching, that set is worth like $1,500 to $2,500 depending on condition right now. It's wild. But I have something that you don't.
Okay.
I have my very own play button.
Dang, dude, look at that. Look at him go.
Yeah. I'm gonna set this over here somewhere where I'm gonna knock it over in just a few minutes.
That's awesome.
Look, as soon as I hit 1,000 subscribers, I built that for myself.
Did you really?
Oh yeah, I went into the kids' pile of free play bricks and I just built it. And I was like, do. Now I have a play button. I'm good.
Oh, that's so cool.
So I have somebody who's now back in the green room, I guess after he took a cigarette break. And we're going to bring him on. He's got some questions for you.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Ta-da! It's not a Road Reality video without Dewey Rides either being mentioned or shown his homeless mug.
And it's not a joke this time. I'm here to stay, I hope. Are you going to hit the button again?
Nope, you're here to stay.
That's cold-blooded, man. That's cold-blooded.
I don't know why
I had to. Last time, I promise. Last time. It says as his finger hovers over the
Yeah, right.
Go ahead. Dewey, go ahead.
Hey, Ty. Good to see you.
Yeah, man. How are you, Dewey?
I'm doing all right.
Good.
I've just been drinking my beer and reading the comments. And funny enough, I stepped away. My sister called, so it was probably a good thing I was in the green room when my phone started going crazy. So.
Yeah. Well, you stepped away, and I was like, I have somebody here who has some questions for you. And I looked down, and no, you're not sitting in your chair anymore. I was like, shoot.
Yeah. Well, that's the timing of the live, is you just never know what's going to happen.
Yep, that's what I said. So go ahead. What kind of questions you got for Ty?
Well, I want to get the information from Ty. He's the master class movie maker.
I already asked him about that. Moving on. Now,
what you need,
I didn't have you, so I moved on.
What you need, Dewey?
What was your question? Was it good?
Yeah, it was a good question. Yes. You have to go back and watch the live after it's done and watch through all the ads. So I get that sweet $1, and then you can get the answers.
I won't even skip your ads this time. I'll watch them all.
This time. No, I asked Ty if the Casey Neistat class was worth it, and he said absolutely. And his biggest takeaway from it was the quick cuts. So if you have something else, feel free to ask away.
Shoot,
I did have something else. I was going to ask if they learned scripting the videos and how to go about it, because I've noticed in a lot of Ty's more recent videos, he moves the camera between when he says the sentences to make the visuals change. And I wondered how much time you spent scripting that and what the process looks like.
Yeah, I keep my iCloud in my notes. I keep notes of video ideas, things I want to talk about, short ideas, just, anything really. But if I'm recording a video, if you guys watch a video where I'm, kind of speaking, none of that's ad-libbed. I mean, I'm really trying to plan out the majority of what I say. Now, I don't do it word for word at all, but kind of a general idea, and then I fill in the blanks from there. But yeah, and I mean, I learned that from Full Throttle Hog. I forget what he calls it, something like a shot document,
list.
Shot list. Thank you.
Yeah, shot list.
Yeah, so I even do that. I'll put, I'll talk about this particular subject in garage next to bike, or sitting on the front porch, or whatever it may be. But I try to plan all that stuff out. I can kind of see it. I can see it in my mind's eye, but translating that to actual film sometimes is the challenge. But I plan it all out.
And do you find it getting easier to visualize it the more you do it? I assume starting out, it's hard.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. I think it's like anything else. You do videos long enough, you practice, you get good at it. Just like if you're playing a sport, practice, you're going to get good at it. So it's really just, putting the time in, putting the commitment in, self-discipline in, and learning from your mistakes, and, picking up when you screw something up, and just keep moving along. So it does get easier. That's for sure.
Damn, I'm 0 for 5 on that list. Learning from mistakes and practicing and getting better. Give me a break.
You can do it, John. You can do it.
Yeah. I'm
me?
going to step out of my comfort zone this year and do one video a month. I got to change something up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if Pete's 1800, you're right. It takes a lot of time.
It does.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Along the lines of the shot list, usually for a video when I'm not commuting, I have about as much time as it takes to record one off-bike scene that I've planned in my head. And as I'm riding, I'll get one idea for a scene. Like in the first ride of 2023, I was riding along like, hey, I wonder if I can take this thing off the handlebars and wave it around and get cool shots with the Hero 9. And thankfully it worked out. I told my wife about it and she was not happy. She's like, wait, how many hands did you have on the handlebars? And I was like, one. And she's like, not enough. You're too distracted holding the camera out like this. So it was kind of like something she didn't like.
Go get yourself in trouble.
Yeah, can't upset Swimbo. She writes the checks.
Yeah, well, I've got one of those too, so I understand.
Yeah, except you write the checks.
I don't write the checks.
No? Who's the breadwinner? Who's the breadwinner? You or Winnie?
Winnie, absolutely.
Yes, no I am not alone. Dewey stuck it. Dewey has to pay for all of his own stuff.
That's true. But I only have to pay for my stuff.
I only have to pay for my stuff too.
That's
the Hulkbuster I posted on Instagram an hour ago, that I paid for that, but I don't have to pay for the kids' Lego or the kids' daycare or the kids' food or my food. I pay for the mortgage and daycare.
Look, man, I'm working on a different career path right now. House husband. # house husband. So,
well, you and Pete's 1800, it looks like.
I'm not there yet. But I am working on. Yeah, Pete. That's what I'm talking about, brother.
# kept man.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to tell a quick story. Years ago, my wife had this job interview, and that afternoon I decided to stop off and get her some flowers at the local grocery store because she doesn't like it when I spend money on like flowers. So $10 for a couple of flowers, she's happy with. So I was in line and I had a bouquet of flowers and 2 bags of potato chips because they were on sale. And this little short lady in front of me turns around and goes, "What are you doing here?" And I was like, buying flowers for my wife and they have chips on sale. So I'm getting chips. And she's like, "That's a bunch of malarkey. You don't belong here." And I was like, whoa. What I told you is the truth. Not that it matters, stranger. And she's like, "Yeah, well, how'd you screw up?" And I was like, "I didn't, but I'm a kept man. So I thought it would behoove me to buy a bouquet of flowers for my wife." And she's like, "Kept man?" I was like, "Look, my wife bought me a house, a car, and a big screen TV. So she deserves the flowers." And she said, "Well, go ahead in front of me then." And she moved out of the way. the stranger
Lego. You got to add Lego to the list, right? I mean,
well, Lego's a recent thing for our family. The kids got old enough and my wife found a tub of Lego in the basement and she put it all back together. It was all my childhood sets.
What's your favorite Lego set?
I have to say the UCS AT-AT, 6,785 pieces.
I've
Sits
got
on my dresser and holds my wallet and glasses at night.
Is that the big one? The big, huge Mondo crazy set? Okay, yeah.
It is the $800 one. The first short I ever did was me walking that bag with the box in it through the mall because the box weighed like 35 pounds or something.
That's great, man. That's great.
Yeah, it was awesome. It's like 30 hours to put it together. Yep.
See, that's what I used to do. I used to stay up at night and build Legos, and then I transitioned to YouTube. So now I just stay up at night and edit videos and, fart around with learning SEO and analytics and stuff.
Well, it's working for you. You've got over 3,000 subscribers now. You're doing really well.
Well, I appreciate that. I mean, I'm always trying to grow the channel and keep going, so, but I'm very, very thankful, very grateful for, coming as far as I have. But
yeah, you made it far for a guy from Tennessee whose last name isn't Tall.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That, you know, I bet he was pissed when they changed the rules and they made you show your subscriber count.
Oh, I was wondering about that because his was turned off for a while, and then I saw that it was on there. So that's not an option anymore.
No, it's always
Oh,
turned on now. And Pete's
okay.
1800, I have a Star Destroyer. I just dismantled it this week to make room for the Hulkbuster.
Oh man.
So
Now,
road trip,
do you have the Fat Boy Lego set?
yes.
Okay. Yeah, I got that one too.
It was the first one I built. I built it with my then 5-year-old.
Oh, is that right? That's cool,
Yeah,
man.
yep. Every day after school, we'd get together for half an hour and work on it. It was one of the most frustrating things I've done in my life, next to talking to this guy.
Yeah.
So I had no idea you were a Lego guy. You don't talk about anything but these damn Harley Davidsons in your videos.
I know. I need to do like there's a podcast I listen to, and they do a behind the velvet rope, you know, where you get to interact and learn more of the personality of the podcasters. Well, we should do something like that. You know, everybody should have a behind the velvet rope where you actually learn more about the individual. Now, I do try to do that in some of my videos, kind of, you know, make it a little more personal and maybe tell, you know, my audience something about me that they don't know beyond motorcycles, just to try to make that connection. You know, we're not just YouTubers, we're actually people with families and jobs and hobbies and interests outside of motorcycles. So those are good things too.
I agree. And you know what? It was funny. When I started out, I was watching like Yami Noob and Traveling Tall and all these other motovloggers. And I was like, let's see, top 5 lists get lots of views, top 10 lists, and reviewing new bikes. So we tried that. Even Dewey and I collaborated on one of those. We recorded a video together, and then I edited it and put it up on the channel, and it got some decent views. But I quickly found out that I don't have the analytical mind to go, wow, this year's paint color is a little more teal than it is green, and they've got an extra sparkle on the horn of this new Harley Davidson. And I couldn't, and I'm not knocking the people that do it because they do it well.
That's right. Yeah.
I looked at it and I went, I'm not doing this well. I'm just going there, and this is like just skimming off the top. And this is what you see at the first glance. That's about all I could figure out. I couldn't dive down deep and go, well, they changed the cam from a 468 to a 469. Now they have 3/10 more lobe, you know, and it, you know, I sound like an idiot talking like that. So
yeah, and you know, people who watch that, your audience, they'll sniff that out. You know, if you don't know what you're talking about, people are going to call you on it. So for me, one of the things that I say, the Pan Am Yellow is disgusting. That's funny. For me, one of the things that I say is I'm just a normal dude that likes to ride motorcycles. You know,
right.
I don't know a lot about, you know, how to break an engine, or I know nothing about how to break an engine down and build it back, or I'm not a mechanically minded guy. I'm an IT guy by nature.
Yes.
And yeah, so, you know, I embrace that, and you know, love it or hate it. That's just who I am. So
I think you got to make the videos that you're passionate about. I mean, that's the thing, is if you're not passionate about doing reviews or the newest bikes coming out, it's going to come across in the videos you make.
That's exactly
absolutely
right. Yeah,
you're totally right, Dewey.
Yeah.
So you started out wanting to show your rides, right, Ty?
Yep.
Okay, so I can remember something for like 15 minutes. Great. Moving on. What was the goal besides just showing your rides with your YouTube channel? Did you have anything besides just, hey, I'm going to show my rides to people that want to see Tennessee?
No, not really. I mean, I think my goal since day one, and this is just always my mindset, usually whatever I do, man, I will jump in 100%. You know, I don't like to do things half. I'm easily obsessed with things. And from day one, my goal has been to grow the channel as big as I can, to have as much fun as I can doing it, to get as many views as I can. You know, getting the channel monetized or making some money on the side has never been a factor for me. It's just I want to grow the channel. I want to be a big channel, and I want to have fun doing it. And that's what I'm still shooting for, and what I've done since day one.
That is outstanding. Yeah. I got to say, I want to do this full time, every day, all day. I would love to do it. And to do that, my wife told me a monetary figure I have to reach, and I am 0.5% there. I only have 99.5% to go.
Yeah, I understand. I feel you. I'm the same way. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You know, it's funny. And I had this watershed moment, and I'm wondering if you guys have had the same thing where for the first about year and a half of creating videos on YouTube, it was a very time intensive process to edit the videos. And I was very careful with my word selection. And I always had to try to have a motorcycle topic in mind for the video, right? So it's like, oh, we got this new bike coming out, or here's a riding tip or something like that. And if you look at my first 50, 75 videos, that was mainly what it was about. And then I ran out of motorcycle related stuff because I'm an IT guy too. And I realized that people were picking up on this and the coffee and kind of just laughing and having fun watching the vlogs, you know, the few people that actually watch my vlogs. And I sort of leaned into that starting in like May of 2022. I pushed all my chips in on that sort of content. And then I realized that people could learn from my editing, you know, tutorials. So I started doing some of that. Did you guys have any kind of watershed moment like, hey, I've got the top 3 things I know what I'm going to do with my channel, and they all tie together?
Dewey, you want to jump in on that one?
Mine is, I mean, I never had that moment. Mine was always going to be show the scenery and show the places I go. It wasn't so much about me. It's the stuff that I see. I never wanted to be a personality, if that makes any sense. I would have been completely happy with a tinted visor covering my face the whole time and nobody knew who I was. And if those videos got views with what I was doing, but they don't. So mine's always been I'm going to show the stuff that I do, show the places I go, and whatever comes of it, you know, whether it's 20 people watching it or 20,000, it doesn't matter to me. I'm going to make the same video.
That's good, man. That's great.
So I'm the only guy here that was like, I'm going to ride around on my Harley and talk about a bunch of BS and hope it works. Everybody else had a plan. Really?
You know, yeah, I mean, I think, I think probably my turning point was, I don't know, probably about the time I bought my CVO, just kind of trying to look at things a little different, had a different perspective of, you know, life in general, really. So now it's, I try to strike that middle ground. What's something that I'm very much interested in about motorcycles? And what's something that I think my audience is going to enjoy. So I'm always trying to, you know, straddle that fence, find the middle ground. Now, I will say this, there's sometimes I just make a video because it's something I'm interested in, like maybe a travel vlog or something about my dogs or anything, you know? And the kind of the way I look at it is, even though I'm doing this partly for myself and partly for my audience, it's my channel, right? So if I want to make a particular video about whatever that subject is,
Lego.
I'm going to do it. Lego, whatever. Yeah, I'm going to do it.
You could totally do a Lego video.
Good. Yeah. But yeah, all in all, just trying to, you know, put a product out there that's good quality that people like to watch, and, you know, spend 5 or 6 minutes with me having a good time.
So along those lines, do you get a lot of people that are outside the motovlogging community that watch you?
I'm wanting to say yes, because when I look at my analytics, me and some of the guys that I text on a regular basis, we were talking about this the other day, is that it's like 85% of people who watch my videos are not subscribed. And, you know, that was one of the questions I asked. It was actually, you know, Bodine 52, Bob and I, and Pete, we're in on the chat, and I was asking, how do we close that gap? You know, 85% of people who are watching my videos are not subscribed. What is it that we can do to close that gap and get those people to subscribe? So I think that's, I don't know, man, that's a big untapped resource if you can figure out the answer to that question.
They're there for information. They're in, they're out, they got what they wanted, and they're gone. I'll bet you anything. If you look at your analytics, you've got a slate of videos that are informational in nature, and they garner the most views, but they don't garner all the subs.
Yeah. Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah.
I bet you that, because that's what I've seen. I've got 80 to 90% on average that are unsubscribed watching my channel. And then the 10% that subscribe and are moto vloggers, they're the ones that give me all the engagement. I love you guys, by the way. They leave all the comments and the likes and everything else. Everybody else is there for information, and they're moving on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
yeah,
we've got Yellow Backpack Guy. How is John making these cool instant video thirds? I don't know what you're talking about. Leave another comment. That was my way of not having to type it in. Great. But that is Pete's 1800. You're right. That is the magic question. Yeah. How do you convert those people into subscribers? I have no idea. I ride, talk, laugh, and have as much fun as possible. And if people dig it, they subscribe. If they don't, they can go pound sand. They're wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I think there's always going to be a big chunk that don't subscribe. I think there's a lot of people who just don't subscribe to anybody, whether they watch their videos or not. And
Hefe on vidIQ. He said it in a live stream the other day. It was like, I don't subscribe to a lot of channels, but because I watch their videos, they show up in the recommendation feed.
That's true. That's true. Oh yeah. Okay. vidIQ versus TubeBuddy. Where are you guys?
I use both.
Do you?
I have the free version of vidIQ. I paid for TubeBuddy, but I'm probably going to drop the paid version of it because it doesn't. I realize that finding all those tags and keywords is probably less important than I thought it was. And the thing is, at the end of the day, you've got to make a video that people want to watch, and putting all those keywords doesn't matter if the video's no good.
That's my problem. The video's no good. And
your video from yesterday was doing good when we talked last night.
It's doing really well. I actually premiered one for a change, and it's garnered about 11 hours of watch time, 68 views. So it's not great, but it's a 34-minute video. And anybody wants to watch it. It has some slow moments and some fast moments, but it's a lot of witty banter between me and my neighbor lady.
And having your neighbor lady on there makes it so you didn't have to, that's probably the big draw.
It is. I told her I needed a good picture of her and me for the thumbnail, but she had to be clothed because I like where I live. Yeah, good times. And I cut the worst of the jokes that I made, the stuff that she's used to hearing in real life.
That's interesting, Smyrna. I just have to respond to Smyrna's comment. I have found that I think the Can-Am spider groups, I think they really support each other. Everywhere I go, Can-Am people are always around each other. It's really cool to see.
Yeah. I'll tell you, that's one thing that I definitely noticed is I've got the tendency to jump from motorcycle to motorcycle, ride one for a year or two, trade it in, get another one, that type of thing. And every time I've done that, there's been a significant increase in subs. When I got the Sportster S, I got to jump. When I got the Lowrider ST, I got to jump. Now, when I got rid of the Sportster S, I was worried. My big concern was, okay, how many of these subs am I going to lose? And it might have been a few stragglers here and there, but I think there are a lot of those people, great people who really love the Sportster S. And even though I traded it in and moved on to a different bike, they still come back and watch my videos and support the channel. So those bumps are nice. That's for sure, man.
So you're definitely going down the path of one of my mantras, so to speak, regarding creating these videos, is that people might be interested in a specific informational topic, but when they click on your video and they like your personality, that's when they hit that red subscribe button. And that's when they watch more of your videos. Even if you're talking about Lego or Christmas trees or your dogs or whatever, they want the personality. And I think if more people motovlogged and showed their actual personality, I think they'd see a big jump in subscribers.
Yeah. Yep. That's true. Yep. It goes back to that. It goes back to that, making that connection with your audience. I think that's so important, Yeah. I mean, if we are creating these videos, all the way from, like you mentioned, 34 minutes to some that I'm doing now, 5-6 minutes, if somebody's going to take time out of their day and spend a little bit of time with me and watch something that I've done, it's good to make those connections any way you can through the video or through the comment section, whatever it takes. But it's good to show appreciation for your audience. I'll put it that way.
Oh, 100%. Absolutely. And that's why I try to ask them how their day is. I give the mantras at the end, which you mentioned in your letter to me last year. You really enjoyed my outgoing mantras, which I thought was really touching because I didn't know anybody was watching that far.
Yeah.
After that letter, I started putting them back in the videos. I'd stopped for a while and I started putting them back in.
The multiple bleeps are great. But what Pete just said when he was talking about Think Media, man, that is a great channel to go to if you're wanting to look at some information on how to organically grow your channel and do it the right way. Just so much information in there. It's good stuff.
I totally agree. I do find, and this could be an unpopular opinion, but I find that a lot of Think Media videos tend to be a little too much of a commercial for a specific product. But it's funny because they do a thing that Nate from Channel Makers mentioned about a year ago in one of his videos, which is if you're creating an informational video, tell the viewers in 800 different ways and repeat yourself ad nauseum the information you want them to learn. And you can do it in multiple videos and structure it in slightly different ways until you've reached them all and shown them all the pieces that fit into the puzzle you're trying to give them. And that way they'll pick up all the bits of information. And I think that's a really good tip.
Yep.
So
sure is.
that's what Sean Cannell does, with his team. But then you get the guys like I'm not even going to try his name, but the other guy, Omar something or other, who's always pimping the latest camera or light box or whatever else. And that kind of stuff drives me crazy. Here's a funny one. We got a comment here. Moto Ramblings. Yeah, he thinks he doesn't think anybody wants to see his ugly mug. You know what? You'd be surprised. People look at me all the time.
And Patrick, even me, I found that the videos where I do have myself in them tend to do better. People like making some kind of connection.
Yeah, I believe that's true. Yep.
Now I'm going to do something a little bit different here.
Oh.
And I'm going to post the StreamYard link in the side chat. If anybody has a question for Ty, they can come on here. Once I figure out how to invite people. Here we go.
Well, you're working on that. I got one for Ty. So with the ST being so new, do you think that as more and more people get a chance to ride them and buy them, that you're going to be able to get more and more ST riders to your channel and bring them information since you're early with it?
I hope so, man. It is a phenomenal motorcycle. This is the bike that causes my CVO just to sit in the garage and not go anywhere. Anytime I have a chance to get out and ride, I'm going to get on that ST every single time. And, I tell people that it's half the price as the CVO and twice as much fun as the CVO. I just love it. I really do. That one's not going anywhere for quite some time for sure. So I hope so, man. I hope more people get out and ride the ST and buy it. And especially, hopefully some new colors and stuff like that coming out in 23. And I'd love to transform those viewers into subscribers. That's for sure. But it is, man. It's probably one of the best motorcycles I've owned. So much
I
fun.
imagine when you look at it, it's got all the specs. You got all the modern suspension. A little bit more lean angle than your normal Harley has. The brakes, everything's there. That's a step above kind of the old Harley stuff from a non-Harley ride guy. At least the way I think of Harley.
Yeah. And I'm not going to I've done quite a bit to the bike already, but just kind of cosmetic stuff, how it looks and, my riding posture and handlebars and that type of thing. But I might put a bigger cam in it, or I'm not going to say I'll put a bigger cam in it. My local dealer will put a bigger cam in it, but I might go that route. But I'm not going to do much, if anything, to that 117 because I'm not a fast, crazy, aggressive rider, and it's got more than I can use. And so my plan is just to leave it as is for the most part.
Yeah, you know what? That's why I haven't ridden one yet. That and a lack of time. But
Yeah.
Anything faster than my street glide, and I'll just end up road pizza because I've already shown in a few videos I can hustle that thing through traffic.
Yeah,
and if
man.
I have something more nimble, like I'm just liable to go twice as fast, and that's not going to be good for anybody.
Yeah.
But we do have a question for you. Moto Ramblings wants to know, do you use Instagram and Facebook to promote your YouTube videos?
Heck yes, I do. So I've got an Instagram page, Facebook page. I don't have Twitter and TikTok. So I try to use all those in some capacity to promote my videos, but probably out of all of them, Instagram, use that more than anything else. I probably get more views out of Instagram than TikTok and Facebook combined. But anytime you've got any type of social media platform that you can use to funnel potential viewers into YouTube, oh yeah, man, I'm gonna jump on that.
So I have a question then related to that. Do you post on the Street Glide and Lowrider ST groups on Facebook? Do you share your videos there?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm a member of several.
And do you get a lot of views from them? And follow-up question, does it tank your AVD or not?
Does it tank my what? What'd you say?
Your average view duration.
I don't know about that. I'd have to probably look into the analytics to see, but it definitely helps. But when I look at my analytics to see where the views are coming from, it still mainly comes from YouTube recommendations. Yeah. But when I do post in those Facebook groups, I'll see a quick, maybe in that first hour or two, a quick little bump in views, but it levels off and kind of flattens out pretty quick. And then I guess all the other views come from YouTube and that type of thing. But yeah, man, if I can make use out of some type of Facebook group, shoot, yeah, I'm going to do that.
I love it. I love it. Dewey and I Dewey and I talk about every day, right? And we compare stats all the time, and we find that when we post our videos on the Facebook groups, they might get a couple of clicks, but the average view duration just plummets.
Okay, I'll pay attention to that.
Something to look into.
Sure. Yeah. So how do you know? What do you do? Post a video, get banned from groups. So what do you do? Post a video and check your analytics, and your view duration goes a little longer when you don't post in Facebook groups. Is that what you're doing? Okay, yeah. I'll have to do that. Experiment with that and see. It's a good question for sure.
Yeah, but it's always the tough business of, do you want the eyeballs on it, even if it's a view, or do you want to try to keep the stats good, hoping that YouTube will push it to the right people?
Yeah, man.
It's hard to balance that.
Yep.
And Nori's in the wrong groups. Nori's in the wrong groups. They always take his videos down.
It's hard to find groups, and it's hard to find niches, and you find out that, at least I assume that there's probably something similar for the Harleys, but if I post to some dual sport or off-road groups, if I'm not doing a 50-foot jump or riding some really crazy terrain, then they aren't interested in it at all. It doesn't matter even if you're off-roading and going somewhere interesting.
Yeah. I've had some good luck with the ST groups that I'm in. I haven't been banned from any that, even if they have a moderator or an admin, they'll usually approve the videos. And I just try to stay, as focused as possible. Like if it's an ST video, I'll post it on the ST page. If it's a CVO video, I'll post it on the CVO page. And if it's something in between, I'll leave it off. Yo, what's going on?
Hey, Patrick's in here.
I have no idea if this is going to work. I've never done it.
I'm really excited to see your face, Patrick.
Thanks.
I'm not removed.
Get me out of here. Yep.
No. This is good. Welcome, Patrick. Welcome.
Thank you. It's good to be here. Like I said, I've never done it before, so I just thought I'd say hi.
Well, hello.
Man, I haven't spoken to you or seen you face to face since what, VAM 20?
Damn. Yep.
Yeah.
Damn 21. Yeah. That it's been, and that's what, almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
Getting close to 2 years. It
You
goes
gonna
by
go
quick.
back? You gonna go back for 23?
I believe I am.
Nice.
As Dewey knows, the end of March, early April is going to be my retirement. So I'm going to try to do more of that stuff. I'm going to try to go down to Mr. McStash's Windy Nine.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. I think that'll be a blast.
I've got to get in touch with him and get the details on that, because if I can make it, I would love to go.
Yeah, I think he's got the date set, but I'm not sure about anything else. And I'm going to try to camp. Yes, VAM was a great time.
Sure.
And I'm going to try to camp. There's a Under the Stars campground, I guess, is right close by. Windrow Therapy told me that one was there. So I think I might go grab my tent and try to pitch it and hang out at the campground.
Yeah, cool, man.
And Ryan, yes, I want to do VAM 23.
You're gonna have to make sure that Des is there in case it rains on you, Patrick.
Right.
I heard she's going to be a no-show. She's going something with the Badgers, or no, it's Harley's 120th anniversary deal.
Right.
Yeah, she'll be in Milwaukee, and nobody asked me, but I'm planning to go to VAM. I just have to work it out with
are you now?
the Minister of Finance.
Well, you can try to get together with somebody, me, to like maybe split like a place to stay. If I don't camp, we can maybe split a place. Try to do something like that.
Holiday Inn.
Yeah, no, I'm hoping to bring my tent and camp again. Hopefully, not as much rain. I don't mind camping in the rain. Actually, I love camping in the rain. But that rain at VAM 21 was just ridiculous. You remember it, Ty?
Oh, it was nonstop, man.
Oh,
and then the day we left, it was like about the time everybody dispersed and went home.
The sun came out.
We were soaked to the bone for 3 days.
Yeah, the reason I ended up going and staying in Windrow Therapy site was because they actually came up and closed the wash house for the tents because of all the rain. It flooded the thing. And so I had no place to go clean up, brush my teeth, take a shower, anything. And that campground was gravel road at the time with a super steep hill to go up and down. So every time I would have had to go use the wash house that was available, I'd have been having a heart attack.
Yeah. I don't do inclines. I don't do walking generally.
Right.
I sit in my chair and I ride my motorcycle.
There you go. Yep. I think I might have to start walking when I retire, because if I don't, I'm gonna blow up like a blimp.
I'm the after picture.
Yeah. Before, after.
No.
Or before, after.
More like before, after, and before. Before,
Okay.
after. Yeah.
All right. And what's Dewey?
Dewey's homeless.
Yeah, the guy that gave up.
Dewey's broadcasting from the homeless shelter in the Pacific Northwest.
I probably shouldn't say it, but I'm pretty sure the whole Pacific Northwest is a homeless shelter at this point.
No.
Oh, shots fired! Shots fired!
They're not watching. You're good.
Man, is it me, or am I not animated enough tonight? I'll drink to that.
You don't have enough white.
You know what?
Yeah.
It's the GoPro. The GoPro color it resaturates. I have the Just for Men filter.
I gotta get that.
I had no gray hairs until I started having kids, and
I might need to get 3 of those filters.
Yeah, you definitely need them. Are you on your phone, or are you on what kind of camera are you on?
This is actually my phone, my iPhone.
An iPhone. Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of cameras, Ty's got a Sony. You got the same one I got, right, bud?
ZV-1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you shoot in auto mode, or do you shoot in something other than that?
No, I'm a point and shoot type of guy. So any settings that camera has where it does it for you, that's the ones I've got turned on, So I don't get into shutter speed or ISO, none of that stuff. Point and shoot. So but it's a great camera. It's a great camera.
It is. I've been sharing across like Facebook with Dewey a bunch of shots and some video clips that I've taken with the Sony, and the auto mode on it is just fantastic.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
I color grade all my GoPro stuff now, and I think I've got like 8 or 10 more videos until we're out of the GoPro color settings and we're into nothing but my color graded stuff. And I'm so much happier with the color grading. But when it comes to the Sony, it's just like, yep, it does a great job exposing for a zone, and the contrast and color's all right. And it's like, why bother? You know, make a couple of tweaks in post and you're done.
Hey, I will tell you this though. I've been using for like off the box stuff. I've been using my iPhone more and more. And that camera and the iPhone, it's good. It is really, really good.
The phones are great cameras. The one thing that drives me crazy is I don't know where to aim it if I use the good camera on the back of it. And the selfie camera isn't quite as good as the other camera.
That's true. Yep.
This is true. I made mention of that in one of my videos. And Pete's 1800 says manual mode losers.
I won't say anything because I'm an old school photography guy, and so I do everything in as manual mode as I can.
I have an old DSLR and it's auto. I don't think I've ever changed it from auto.
I have quick button settings on the Sony. I go into my menu and I hit a button and it switches into like S-Log and stuff. So if I have a particularly tricky shot or one I want to stylize later, I can take it in a matter of 10 seconds. I can get the shot in auto just in case, and with the manual settings as a backup. So I love that stuff. I have a lot of fun. Dewey he's right. He's a photography guy. So he's like, John, you need to tweak this, this, and this, and it'll look aces. So I do, and I go, gosh darn it, Dewey, you were right.
Hey, and while we're talking about gadgets and gadgets, you know, audio is probably more important than video, right? I mean, that's what
absolutely
says.
Total
you know
agreement.
What? Last year at VAM 22, Pete 1800, he turned me on to the DJI, their wireless mic setup. Man, that thing is something else. I got one of those that I highly recommend that product too. It is awesome. You know,
I've heard really good things about those.
Rode.
Along with, I guess, up this way, John's got the Rode wireless setup too, and they're both really slick.
Yeah.
I'm always out camping and doing stuff, so everything that I have to charge becomes a problem.
Yeah, but Dewey, I know how much you record, and for a 7-day trip, you wouldn't have to charge the mic at all.
That's probably true.
He doesn't record much.
I really don't record that much. Almost every bit of footage that I do record gets used in my videos. I only record when I know it's going to be something. I just, traveling, and when you have to keep 2 weeks of footage on your SD cards, you've got to be really picky about what you choose to record and what you don't.
You just need more SD cards. But I want to show people, this is one reason I got the Sony, is because it has, where is it? The hot shoe right here that the Rode microphone receiver clips right into.
Yep.
And that just, like, I don't have a dongle for my phone to plug an external mic into it. And I wanted that sweet bokeh that you can't get with a regular Android phone like I have. And I'm not buying an iPhone, so stop it. But the Sony gives you all that stuff. It's a wonderful thing. I shoot all my off-mic stuff with the Sony now.
I've been impressed with both the pictures and the videos that John's been getting with it. It looks like quite the thing. I wish it had a slightly longer zoom lens. If it went to like 120 millimeters, I'd be all over one.
Yeah, you would need the Sony ZV-E10 for that, and then you would buy a non-kit lens to slap on it.
Yeah,
then it's not point and shoot.
The problem is, like, I have my SLR. I have a big DSLR, and just traveling with removable lenses is just one more thing to have dust get into when you're riding off-road in the deserts, and it's one more thing to break. And it's, I want something I can put in my pocket, pull out, and take the video and the pictures with.
Thank God that sentence ended the way it did. Oh, I hear you though. You were right, Dewey. The camera you have with you is the one that's gonna be the one to take the shot with. So we got a question from UCM Pigs. Hero 8 or newer, using a mic like a Purple Panda. Best audio settings.
I can't help you. I'm still on a Hero 7.
Okay, well, Patrick needs an upgrade, but I use the media mod, and I just doctor it all in post. If you have a clarification, like with the Rode microphone, I use the dB gain on the lowest setting because it picks up less of the background noise. Other than that, there's not really any settings to go with. Ty, do you have any answers on this one?
Not really. I mean, mine's kind of a standard mic setup. I'm using the Media Mod as well with the Purple Panda mic. That's really what I've been using since day one. And once I got my audio dialed in, I'm like hands off. I'm just leaving it as it is. You know, I'm not going to monkey around with it too much.
I don't even take it off the helmet because I don't want to mess it up.
Yeah.
I will say I might be the only one who had problems with it, and maybe it's because I ride a motorcycle with very different wind dynamics than a cruiser.
That could be.
The Purple Panda was way too hot for me.
I like the comment. This gaffer's tape has been on here for 2 years now. I will not touch this microphone. I bought a second Purple Panda just so I wouldn't have to touch this one.
Yeah.
See, I don't use a Purple Panda. I just use a standard microphone, and I use it on both bikes, even the V-Strom with all the wind noise, and it seems to do pretty well.
I just took one of the old Cine mics that I had from an old Cine unit I had, and it has a Velcro back to it, so I can just Velcro it onto the chin bar of the helmet where I want it to and move it around if I need to. But the Purple Panda was too sensitive, and it picked up too many small vibrations and wind noise and things buffeting in my helmet and stuff. It was just too much. I would go into a much smaller, less powerful mic made a big difference for me.
In this case, cheaper was better.
Yeah, cheaper was better in this case.
Yes, at Pete's 1800, make sure you have a good dead cat.
That made all the difference in the world when I got a dead cat.
I have a dead cat and a piece of microfiber zip tied over the dead cat.
I've seen it. Yeah.
It works aces, as anybody who's watched my videos can tell you.
Right. Well, with the open face helmet, you have to do that.
Oh, dude. When I started my YouTube channel, I was like, I am not buying a full face helmet. I enjoy having a cigar while I ride, and that's it. I'm not buying a full face just for this. And I was like, all right, let me put the hours in, figure out how to get the audio to work right, and then we'll move forward from there.
You did it.
And you know what? Clarity about 6 months ago was that was like the watershed moment for my audio, because it just made it a dial. And I just dial it up to where it kills all the wind noise and doesn't make my voice warbly, and I'm aces.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you need to do, John, is a side-by-side video with the tracks with the new noise reduction and resolve, because that may be a freebie for anybody who wants to learn Dissolve. They won't have to buy a tool like Clarity now if the noise isolation tool is close to as good.
Well, I should do a video, but honestly, it would just sound the same, because I did that test and they were identical, but it didn't play well with Alex Audio Butler. So I wouldn't do it. Plus, Clarity is under $40, and you have to buy the studio version of Resolve to get the noise isolation, I think.
Oh, do you? I thought it was in the free version.
I'll have to check on that, but I think it's part of studio. And I'm going to go back just a second. Smearing a Cowboy has a question, and he wants to know drone versus 360 camera. Dewey's got both. Ty, I don't know if you have a drone or not, but I'm pretty sure you have a 360 camera.
I have both, and I would go with the drone above 360 every single time.
Really? Okay, so you are the contradictory opinion on this one. That's awesome. I am too lazy to get the Part 107, so my drone sits in a box off camera.
Even Part 107 away, I would say I use more shots from my 360 than I do from the drone, just because I use it a lot more. You know, the only time I use the drone is when I pull over and actually fly it. Yeah.
That's with me. I have a drone, and you never see it in my videos because I never stop to take the time to set it up, get it up, and do the filming.
Oh, thank God that sentence ended that way.
I knew. That's why I hesitated. I was waiting for you.
Whoa. I'm not getting involved in that.
The 360 is easy to use on almost every ride, which is, you know, it's one of those, you got to depend. If you hit those great drone shots, are absolute money. There's nothing like them. when you
Well,
get it
one-
right. But you don't get to do it as often. The 360 you can use every ride. So you kind
and
of got to
I'm-
decide what you want your channel to be and what you want it to do.
Around here, everything's national parks, so I can't use it in most places
yeah.
that I ride.
Yeah, I'm too close to DC. I'm inside like the 30-mile no-flight zone.
Right. Yep. And national parks are a no-fly zone, and the Blue Ridge Parkway is considered a national park the whole length. And of course, I'm near the Great Smoky National Park, so I hardly ever get to fly it when I'm in the cool places.
Hey, every national park I go to is now the Smoky National Park.
Nice. Ka-dum-dum.
Yep. Don't forget to try the veal. Don't forget to tip your server. Something along those lines.
Yep.
Oh man.
Now, is the editing more difficult with the 360?
No.
Yes.
Well,
Dewey, break the tie.
there's some extra steps. I wouldn't say that it's harder, but it takes a little extra time because you have
It's
to do it.
more
Now, unless
labor.
you do it. I'm working because I have an Insta360 and they just recently updated their software. So before I couldn't use their whiz-bang stabilization and export a full 360 video to edit 360 footage the way that John does. So I had to do those extra steps, but now they let you do all that. So I'm actually editing a video right now, and well, after I'm done with this, I'll be back to editing it. And
So
I'm using
funny, me too.
and I'm using the John system for the 360 to try it with the new exports from it. So if that works, then it shouldn't add much time at all to my edits.
Yeah, there's a little bit of setup. So if you're using Resolve, I've done a video. I go very in depth on how to bring your footage from GoPro, and now with Dewey's information here from the Insta360 Studio, you bring that 360 footage into Resolve, and from there I go very in depth on how to take that footage and work with it in your normal workflow to where it doesn't take much time at all. So if I use my 360 camera, it's maybe an extra 15 minutes per video, but it's not, and that's for like if I recorded a whole bunch of footage, and it's not that big a deal. It's rather easy.
Yeah, I'm still not into the Da Vinci thing yet. It boggles my mind. I'm simple, stupid.
Yeah,
Well, I have lots
Don't
of
feel
videos.
bad. Me
practice.
neither.
It's just
What's
like
that,
anything,
Ty?
it takes practice.
I was telling Patrick, don't feel bad. Me neither. I use Filmora, and one of the reasons I use it is because I think it's simple, it's user friendly, it's easy for me to figure out what I need to do. It has some bells and whistles, not a whole lot of bells and whistles to it. Yeah, and with Filmora, at least to the best of my knowledge, I don't think I can import that 360 plugin like DaVinci can. So it's a little more labor intensive, which is why I said I would choose the drone over the 360.
I had a feeling, Ty.
Yeah. What's that?
I had a feeling. Everybody
Yeah.
I meet is like, 360 editing is such a pain in the tuchus to work with. And I'm like, is it though? Because I did a couple of tests before I bought one. And I was like, wait a minute, this works, and that works. Okay, this works with my workflow. I'm good.
There you go. Yeah.
And that's the whole key. If you can make it as easy as possible on anything you do, that's the way to do it. Adding a 360 to my stupid little editing program wouldn't. It would just shut it down.
It probably would, Patrick.
Yeah, I think it would. I have an
I don't know,
old
you can do
computer
green
and
screen.
an old editing program.
You can do green screen, right, Patrick?
I can.
And
See?
well, what's amazing is that you manage those triplet videos using that program. That it all boggles my mind on that.
He's cutting the video into thirds, and he's cropping the left and the right of the ones on the sides, and then just lining them up, and then somehow syncing them, and it works.
Yeah. It's incredible. It's good stuff. Yeah.
Thank you. I got to try it again. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Hey, Ty, I've admitted to this in the past, but I don't think you were there. The first several videos I watched of Patrick's, I actually thought there were three guys on screen that just kind of were like brothers.
I did too. I promise.
Totally got me. Totally got me.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Me too.
Well, thanks for that. That shows I did something halfway decent.
Every once in a while, you can see the cut line, Patrick. where you cut the video, and I'm like, yep, he masked off this section or cropped it, and then the lighting wasn't quite the same when he recorded the next section. I was like, oh,
Right.
got him.
Or I make a mistake and I reach and my hand disappears like it just did.
Oh, dude. Look, I'll be honest with you. I've got a pop-up green screen that is only like this wide, and I gesture a lot. And I did a video where I was sitting at this desk, and normally with that point of view, however many years ago I did it, there was a whole section like up in this area where I didn't have any green screen, and I would mask that out and use it as a garbage mask in Resolve, and it would add to the green screen. So I could drop a background in, it was a full background. Well, every once in a while my hand would go in here, and I don't know how many hours I spent rotoscoping out my hand so that my hand was still visible, but with the background behind it that I wanted. It was hours upon hours. And then finally I said, you know what? For the 55 people that watch this video, they're not going to care if I have a green screen.
Or your hand disappears. Right.
I just stopped using the green screen, and it's such a shame.
I would have saw your hand disappear. I would have unsubscribed. I would have been out. Done.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Hand disappeared. I'm out. Boop, done. I don't blame you.
Yeah, he couldn't do a triplets video in front of a green screen, so I'm out of here.
You know what? Maybe that's something I need to try this year's more green screen work.
I liked it. I just don't have the proper lighting. I have an extension ladder hanging in my garage, and that's where I hang the green screen from. But I don't have any sort of lighting to make it consistent all the way across.
I got you, fam. $50 on Amazon. They make a softbox, and it's the one I've got off screen here. It's the only light on in this room, and it gives you such even lighting. You can set up the shadows exactly where you want them, and it lights the green screen in such a way that keying it out is very, very simple because it makes damn near the whole green screen the same exact green. It's great.
That's what I need, something that makes that whole green screen exactly identical without my shadows being on it.
Yeah, I still get a little bit of shadow, but it's not horrendous. And it can either be kind of edited out or not, depending on what you want. And I've got a link to that video. I'm going to post it in the side chat because it's kind of a funny, if you want to see an early Road Reality video, there you go.
Okay.
Adventure Tomac. Oh, this is great. Look at that. I didn't even know he could do this, but he sent me $1.99 for a 7-Eleven coffee. Tomac, I will record a video where I get that 7-Eleven coffee and ride around with it, okay?
And just so everybody knows, I've got this set up. I can't see the chat, so I don't know if anybody's saying anything or what's going on.
They're saying all sorts of things like Moto Ramblings who and get Patrick off the screen. But
get that ugly face off the screen.
Yeah, who's the old guy?
Yeah.
Next to Patrick. No, thank you so much, Tomac. Oh man, you're awesome.
Tom's cool. If you haven't checked out Tom's channel, Adventure Tomac, at least I'm a huge fan.
Oh, I am too.
Oh, yeah.
And he's one that's got the great spot for a drone. And he uses it well.
Yeah.
It's not a no-fly zone.
He does amazing things out there.
Hey, here we go. We got a comment coming up from Country Coder. He verified for us. The voice isolation is studio only, Dewey.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
So 300 versus 30.
So give it 6 months and it'll be in the free version of 19.
Oh my God, they do that. They do that. It's like Phil Moore is over here like, we're going to cancel your lifetime license, and Resolve's like, oh wait, you want more stuff for free? Sure, no problem.
Yeah, Ty, have you heard that on Filmora where they're going to start charging you like a monthly fee?
Really?
What I've understood, it's not a monthly fee, but they will charge you for upgrades, not updates. So your perpetual lifetime license is no longer lifetime. It's the lifetime of that version. Dewey, correct me if I'm wrong. You've been in there more.
That's what I understood from it, and the people who are really upset about it are the old people who got the quote unquote just lifetime license.
Yep.
And they've kind of walked it back after some bad press about it, but that's the way it's going. Is if you buy version 12 For example, you have a perpetual license for version 12, but when 13 comes out, you won't be able to upgrade to 13 without paying more.
Gotcha. Interesting. Okay.
That's no
Well,
good.
I know I use their thumbnail maker. They have I forget the name of it, but anyway, they had a thumbnail maker, and I think that goes offline on the 10th. So I've converted everything over to Canva and starting to use that now, based off some recommendations for some friends. That works well, but that's a bummer, man. I don't want to have to pay for an upgrade every single time. But
Time to switch to Resolve.
yeah, right.
How much are they paying you?
You know what? They don't pay me anything. They should, but
They
they
should.
don't. I'm not one of the big YouTubers that does Resolve videos. I kind of gear my stuff towards motovloggers too much, I think.
That's
But
good
they,
for us.
It's funny though. This whole thing, Dewey clued me into it like a week ago, and he told me about this whole Filmora thing, and I'm like, when Resolve started out, you bought the hardware and the software together, and it was like $800,000, and you could do all your editing on it. And then over the years, it changed hands, and then Blackmagic Design got it, and they were like, "Yeah, we're charging too much for it. We want to sell our cameras, so we'll give it to people if they buy a camera, and then we want to give away a free version because maybe people will like it and use it." And then so they had like a $5,000 license, and then a $1,000 license, and then they brought it to $500 and gave away a free version, and then they brought the licensed version down to $300, and it's like the best business model ever. And I'm blown away by it because I use like 10% of Resolve, and I get more than my money's worth for it.
It's good.
Yeah, it's pretty cool when they do that. I know for years, Lightworks, and I think they still do give away a free version of Lightworks that you can get because it was so expensive that nobody could learn it unless you went to school or got a job in Hollywood or with television stations that used it. So they gave it away so that people could learn to use it and keep people coming into the business. So
Yeah.
It's amazing. And now, Netflix and some Hollywood studios are using Resolve. Corridor Crew, who has a big channel here on YouTube, they've got like 6 million subscribers. If you watch their videos, when they show somebody editing, some of them use Premiere and some of them use Resolve. And you're like, hey, I know that program. I use that program. And I'm just some ass sitting in his porch editing motorcycle videos, smoking stogies. Yeah, I actually know the associate, one of the associate editors on Top Gun Maverick, and we're friends on Facebook because we went to high school together, and she saw me cross post a Resolve tutorial, and she's like, wait, what? You do video editing? Oh, how cool. And I think she checked out my videos and was like, well, he's still kind of an ass, but hey, pretty cool. You use Resolve. I'm like, that's my brush with fame.
So she gave you a bad time, right, in saying that real editors use Avid?
She did, yes. Absolutely. She was like, everybody I know uses Avid. Hey, UCM Pigs, he uses Snapshot in Filmora for his thumbnails. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But he uses Filmora, so I'm out. I do all my thumbnails in GIMP, and they take me like 10 minutes, and I'm done.
Yeah.
And the only time they take longer is when I go, hey, Dewey, what do you think of this thumbnail? And he goes, change
Zoom
this and this and this, zoom in, change that. Okay, color this, then you're done. I'm like, oh, there goes the rest of my evening.
I just use the TubeBuddy thumbnail.
Yeah, sure.
Take a still shot from the video, add some captions and some color.
Yep, that works. I like to add the blurry background. So that takes about, between that and figuring out what text to put on there, that's what takes the longest.
Right. But
Hey,
then I can use that thumbnail and put it on Instagram or on the community page of YouTube.
Yeah, so Frank says they use the Blackmagic video switchers in the helicopter. That's a humble brag that he's a helo driver. And then Tomex, his GIMP, Windows and iOS, Windows. I'm not a Mac guy. Yep. And Frank,
they may make a Mac version of GIMP because GIMP works on Linux and OS X is built on BSD. So I bet the libraries work. I bet GIMP works on iOS, Tomek.
Look at that. Trying to help people better their craft. I love it. You guys are awesome. I'm just over here clicking buttons. I love it. Look, I can click a button.
And I'm over here going,
it happened again. Oh, this is too much fun. Oh, now we got to move these guys. There we go. Put the right
I'm over
order
here listening to all these letters and words and going, okay, I'm a mailman.
Yep.
Right, I was very.
mail, you know what I mean?
I should show you a
over
picture,
there.
Moto Ramleys. I live in some townhouses, and we have shared mailboxes,
Mhm.
and that the postal service maintains and supplies. And we had recent ice and snow here, and somebody knocked our mailboxes about 200 feet down the street.
Oh, good grief.
And I don't know if I won't search through it. But I get to go to the post office now, and for who knows how long, 2 or 3 times a week to go pick up my mail, or if a package comes or anything, because they have nowhere to deliver them to.
Oh,
So I'm getting to know our post office pretty well, and they laughed at me because I said, "Well, how soon do you think this will be fixed?" And she laughed at me and she said, "Between the recent weather that we've had and all the ones that got knocked down and run over, and then all the just normal vandalism and stuff that happens, and we're understaffed, and we don't have people, it could be months."
wow.
So look at this. Dewey, you want to tell me that you live in the Pacific Northwest in the snow, you ride an ADV bike, and you're not putting out like a daily vlog? Dewey gets the mail. Dewey gets the mail again. Come on.
No, I work from home, going to get the mail is sometimes as far as I go in a day.
Right?
Yeah, that's funny that you say the post office is responsible for them, because here the post office makes whatever the complex is, whether it's townhouses, a big apartment complex, makes them buy them, and they have to take care of them. The only thing the post office does is replace the funny keys.
Interesting, because then I was wondering what was going to happen with all the keys when they bring a new one in, because they're all going to have to get new keys and distribute
Yes,
it.
you are. Yep. That's going to be fun. Good luck to you.
Yeah.
You might have that set back up before I retire.
Oh,
I have a feeling no.
No, maybe not.
I'm going to get to know the people at the post office really well.
And that's a good thing.
And
Man,
I try to,
that's
I
like-
go in and be nice to them, because even standing in line, waiting in line, you realize there's just a lot of angry, upset people.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Yep.
What's the point of yelling at somebody who's just trying to help you to begin with? Come on.
Right. Yep.
yeah, the
So
people
I like-
that handle your mail and food, don't mess with them.
That's why I like being a mailman instead of in the building, because I'm coming to them. They're happy. They love to see me, not the other way around.
Yeah.
I don't like to see the mailman. He brings the bills.
How many bills do you actually get in the mail anymore?
All of them.
Oh, well, there you go.
How many
I
bills
gotta
do you
have
get
something to light
versus
my fires with.
You just want to hate the mailman.
how many bills
No,
do you get versus packages with fun stuff that you get delivered?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely like a 3-to-1. We get a lot more packages that are fun stuff. Mainly because I have impulse control issues and a lack of budgeting skills. So, I could have bought Ty's Lowrider ST last year, but instead my house is full of plastic bricks. Well, look, I used to say the Lego collection would buy me a brand new Z900 RS off the showroom floor, but now it's closer to a lowrider.
Yeah, man, those things aren't cheap.
No, they're not. They just got more expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now my kids they want all the new fancy sets, and I'm like, you can have that $25 one. Well, Daddy, what's in the big box? Don't worry about it. That's my set. My wife, dude, my wife looked at me last night and she's like, I just realized something. You have to have all the big, shiny, nice stuff, but when it comes to your kids, you just don't care. They get the tiniest, little, crappiest used thing, and you're happy with that. Why is that? And I was like, because I earned it.
Because I'm the one making the money that's paying for it.
Exactly. And then I had her order me more Lego off the website. Told you I'm a kept man.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, absolutely. Shoot.
Yeah.
When my wife and I got married, I made about 30% more than she did. And 10 years later, she looked at me and she goes, "What the hell happened? I make 30% more than you do, John." And I was like, Well, that's because you married me for who I was. I married you for the potential of who you were going to become. I win. And luckily, I got her to buy me a nice couch because it's comfortable to sleep on.
In the doghouse.
No, the whole house is the doghouse. Are you kidding me? Our youngest dog, he comes home with us day one. Day one, he sees couches and he's like, I declare this couch is mine. Gets up there, curls up, falls asleep. I was like, who is this dog? He literally just came in the house and was like, I'm home. And then we tell him, we said the word bedtime. This is a 9-month-old dog. And he runs upstairs and sees the lights on, jumps on our big bed, curls up and falls asleep. Like, this is my spot. And you cannot move him once he's asleep. You can try. I end up with a dog blanket. I pull up the covers. He goes right with it. My elder dog, he's like, gets up, jumps off the bed. He's like, I'm going to go sleep in my bed where it's comfortable. People don't bother me. He's it's good times.
I like UMC's or UCM's comment.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Every 20 minutes, every 20 minutes, I mute the mic.
That's good. I like that one.
Look at him go, man! Like a freight train.
I'm going to give away his trick here. He did. If you saw his thumbnail for the Sony ZV-1, he took that shot and put a bunch of vape behind it to make the smoke effect, and then took a picture of it.
I totally did. I totally did.
A peek behind the curtain.
Oh yeah. Look, I give away how the sausage is made all the time. You know, I tell people the all the secrets behind how everything's made. The Instagram post where I got the little guy, the Lego guy on a blue motorcycle, and I said he was doing a burnout. That was me sitting down here getting way too much nicotine, trying to vape on my workbench to get it to look like a burnout. Must have taken me 10 minutes.
I love it.
And UCM Pigs, no, I don't do vape videos or Lego videos. I'm pretty sure YouTube would take down the vape ones, and I don't have the bandwidth for the Lego ones. Oh, Ty's got something. What do you got, Ty?
What do you mean?
You just got out of your chair and came back. What'd you bring?
Oh, I didn't. I thought the dog was pawing at the door, wanting in the room. So, but
we'll
he's
let
not
the dog
there.
in.
He's
We're
not.
dog friendly. I'm not allergic.
Let's see if I can yell for him.
Yeah, I'm talking about sausage. Oh, stuff it in the casing, just like that, and in the sausage goes. There, you happy now, Frank? Weirdo.
Oh well, he'll show up when he wants to. I guess.
It is, Dewey. It's a good old sausage fest over here. Only because the women won't show up, and I don't know why. I have no idea why they won't show up for my live stream. It couldn't possibly be anything on screen.
Speaking of women, I think I'm going to go visit with my wife. Here's Dixon. Come here.
Hi, Vixen. Oh,
that's such a cute
what
dog.
a cute puppy.
Yeah,
Right.
Look at that pupper.
That should
How
be
old
the
is he now?
thumbnail for this. That'll get
he's
the thing.
a year and a half now.
I remember when you got him as a puppy.
Yeah, he's a big boy now. He's a good dog. He really is.
Oh. And do you spell it Dixon?
Yep, just like the shirt.
Just like the shirt.
He's trying to get that brand ambassadorship. He's going to go sponsorship videos, and then wonder why his views drop.
We had another boxer, and her name was Dixie. We lost her a couple of years ago, so he's carrying on that line. He's Dixon, named him after Dixie, and so
Good.
He's a good boy.
I remember when all that was happening.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna go visit with the missus. Okay.
All right, it was
Ty,
good to
thank you so much for coming on, Ty.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, I will come back and join you guys anytime. I had a good night.
You heard it here, folks. Ty's coming back.
We'll be seeing him every single time. John's going to be begging him. Come on, Ty.
Hey, look, you know what, Patrick? You're going to get sent back to the green room because Ty reached out on Facebook and said that was a lot of fun. When are you doing another one? And I said, I'll do it if you're on screen. And he was like, sure, let's go. So he signed up for this. He volunteered himself.
Yeah, and I just threw myself at you.
You know what? I've been beating him off with a stick since I was 10.
You'll be the big guest on the next one now.
Yeah, right.
Hey, anything I can
gentlemen,
do to help out the smaller YouTubers out there, since I'm a big shot now.
Gentlemen, y'all have a good night, okay?
Ty, thank you so
See you,
much.
Ty.
Take
It was
care,
good,
buddy.
it was good
See y'all
talking to you.
later. Bye-bye.
See you.
And then there were 3. Does anybody else want to join in?
We might be getting to, we're going in about an hour and a half. It might be, I don't know how many more people are new going to be coming in.
You know
Yeah,
what?
and
I agree.
I'm getting old, and it's getting close to bedtime. I got to be to work. Postman works on Saturday as well.
Yeah, and early, huh? Or do you guys sort in the evenings, or do you have to do
No.
sorting in the morning?
We have to do it in the morning because that's when we get it. They're sorting it at the big facilities tonight. They'll truck it into us in the morning. We go in and do all our sorting before we go out and deliver it.
That sounds like a whole lot of not fun.
Yeah.
Look, I worked at a print company that put between 1 and 2 million pieces of mail into stream every day. And
Right?
we had a postal inspector on site 7 days a week.
Yep.
And it was funny because my claim to fame there is that YouTube was YouTube actually, not YouTube, Netflix actually had an exemption from the USPS where they could put out their red envelopes.
Yes. Yes.
And that's not a standard USPS thing.
No, it's not. And the fact that they had discs in them that would break in all our machines, we had to treat them separate. They cost the post office a lot of money when they first started because we didn't have the facilities to deal with them without destroying their product. Hey, there's Eric.
There is Eric. He's in. I know. I'm sorry, Tomac. I can't get it right. I thought I had the invite link copied, but I didn't. Is Tomac trying to say we should do a live on his channel now?
We did that on Tuesday.
Yeah, well, we did.
Yeah, I watched some of that. I was there.
That was so funny. So Tomac sent me a link and said, "I want to test this so I can get ready for doing a live stream."
Oh, he's got way too much background noise.
Are you
Too much background noise, Tomac.
Well, I'm at the bar, so.
Oh, hard.
You know what?
Cheers, fellas.
I'll drink to that, but I'm not going to deal with it very long.
Here I was thinking that I was cool to be able to get on in my house, and he's in a bar getting on.
I didn't know how loud it's going to be through this, but I guess it's pretty loud.
Yeah, the background noise is pretty loud.
It is loud.
All right, fellas. Well, hi and
Good
bye.
to see you.
Good seeing you, Tomac. Have fun at the bar, man.
Yeah, enjoy, bud. There, I removed him. He's good. He's gone. Look, I had a conversation with my mom. She wanted to talk about something serious, and I was like, Mom, you're in your car. I'm not listening to you. And it's totally her car is too noisy. She has the same phone my wife has, and so the noise cancellation should be the same, but it's totally not because it's like, Mom, I'm not talking serious with you. No, it's not happening. Bye.
You're so mean.
Yeah. Look, I'm at an age where I'm not putting up with the BS. Like, I'm
even from mom.
It's my mother. I'm going to see her in 4 hours.
I was just going to ask, where does your mother live?
Like 10 minutes from me.
Okay, and my mother lives like 12 hours, so I put up with any of it.
Oh, well, yeah, 12 hours. I might have been able to, but look, I got all sorts of hearing problems, and
what?
All that kind of scratchy background noise just drives me up a wall, so I don't even worry about it.
I don't blame you.
Eric has a comment for you, Patrick.
Hey, all right, Eric. Thank you so much. That's awesome. I love to hear that. I have another video coming out in the morning.
Awesome. I like that you got the V-Strom out again. So,
I took it out on New Year's Day, and I got out into some slop. You'd be proud of me, buddy.
Well, every time I get mine in slop, I drop it.
Yes, you do. I've seen that video.
I did not drop it. I was like, dang, that would have been a great video.
That's an expensive way to get the views.
I've dropped the V-Strom before. It's fine. But yeah, I was out in some steep mountain terrain, and it was pretty wet and muddy in a lot of places. And I almost got kicked off the side of a mountain by a horse.
Wow.
It'll be a fun little series of videos. Matter of fact, I was editing the last one just when I came down here and saw you do the StreamYard thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I watched Dewey's latest one. That's awesome. God, the
Really?
scenery that you ride through and that road, when you put the drone up and it's just back and forth, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, that it's such a cool area, and I'm really proud of how that one turned out.
Me
That-
too. That's why I made the
helped.
comments.
I helped. I told him
Did
what
you?
to do to his intro.
Yeah,
Oh,
he helped.
good.
No, this wasn't the one. Well, you helped a little bit with the intro, I think. We were deciding on if I should put the drone footage at the beginning and the text, or if I should go straight into talking. Yeah, we were going back and forth on it.
But that's high praise from Eric. Eric has got to be one of the biggest supporters of motovloggers.
Oh, by far.
He is the biggest
Yep.
supporter of motovloggers I've ever met.
Yep.
I mean, that guy,
absolutely.
the videos he puts out, give me a break.
Yep. And he does the shout outs every time. I mean, he does amazing stuff for the community.
Yeah.
Good on you, Eric.
And the number that he watches and comments on every video I find, Eric's gotten to it and commented on it before I do.
Right.
I don't know how he does it.
Yeah. I don't know how you can create videos, post them on YouTube, watch the videos, comment on the videos. Oh, give it on the back. Mullets for all. I had one, Eric. I'll have to dig up a picture one day and put it on a video. I had the full-on mullet. But
was it the 70s?
Now I can't grow it. No, it was actually, unfortunately, it was in the early 90s, mid-90s.
Oh, man. Did you drive an IROC Camaro, too?
No, I never had enough money for the IROC.
I have an IROC in the garage.
Do you really?
I do.
Nice.
Yeah. Single
What
life.
year? What year?
Mine's 1990.
Oh, man. Nice. Very nice. I remember when they first came out in the 80s. Man, I wanted one so bad.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted. It was the first car I bought when I was 16.
Okay.
And I bought it because it was always the one I wanted. And this might date me a little bit, but it was my favorite Hot Wheel as a kid. When I was like 6 or 7, I had an 85 IROC Hot Wheel that was my favorite. And so that's the car I bought when I turned 16.
So you must be about 15 years behind me in age.
Probably, yeah. I'm in my early 40s. So
Yeah, and I'm 56. See you, country coder.
see you, country.
Yep, I'm with him. I got to get too because I got to get in bed and get up early myself. So,
All right. Well, hey, I think we're going to
thanks for letting me pop on.
Eric, I'm sorry you showed up at the very end. But if anybody kicks off a live stream in the next 20 minutes, I'll join in.
Eric, thank you so much for the compliment. That's awesome. Appreciate that.
Eric's awesome. And everyone, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys showing up. And until next time, I guess we're out, right? Any parting words, guys?
Yeah,
see ya.
There, I was going to say we got to get the Patrick. It was good talking to you, Patrick.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for letting me pop on here, unknowing what I was doing.
Oh, no worries. I'll have anybody on here. Especially if they give me something to poke fun at.
You could have done without saying that.
I could have.
I think I liked having Patrick on here, but I think Patrick's got a great presence on camera.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, thank you for that. That's hard from this person to process that.
I get
I
it.
see.
You have imposter syndrome.
Yeah, I don't feel like I belong.
Look, you belong because you're in the group with me. Every time I tell my wife how many subscribers I've got, she's like, "Wait, that many people want to watch your crap? Are you kidding me?"
I have less than a fourth of what you have, and my wife says the same thing.
It does. It just scales. It scales well. It'll never be enough for them. Julie, what does your wife say?
Not a thing.
Sometimes I think you're the lucky man.
Silence is golden.
This is what Dewey's wife says. Her name's Rosie. Bye, y'all.
See ya.
Yeah.